Welcome to SOC Analyst Scenario based interview Q&A. In this video, we'll walk you through a series of common scenario-based questions asked during interview. Let's begin. What is an incident and how do you manage it? An incident is an event or occurrence that poses a threat to the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of an organization's systems, networks, or data. Incidents can take many forms, including security breaches, cyber attacks, system failures, or natural disasters. As a SOC analyst, my primary role is to manage incidents and ensure that they are resolved in a timely and effective manner. To do this, I follow a structured incident management process that typically includes the following steps. The first step in managing an incident is to identify it. This might involve receiving an alert from a security tool, noticing unusual activity on a system or network, or being notified by a member of the organization. Once an incident has been identified, it is important to triage it to determine its severity and impact. This might involve assessing the type of incident, the systems or data that are affected, and the potential impact on the organization. The next step in incident management is to contain the incident to prevent it from spreading or causing further damage. This might involve isolating affected systems or networks, disabling compromised accounts, or blocking malicious traffic. Once the incident has been contained, the next step is to investigate it to determine its root cause and any vulnerabilities or gaps in the organization's security posture that may have contributed to the incident. Based on the results of the investigation, the next step is to remediate any issues or vulnerabilities that were identified. This might involve applying security patches, updating security policies, or implementing additional security controls. Once the incident has been fully remediated, the final step is to ensure that affected systems and data are fully restored and that the organization's operations can resume as normal. Throughout the incident management process, it is important to communicate regularly with stakeholders, including management, other members of the SOC team, and any affected parties within the organization. This helps to ensure that everyone is informed about the incident, its impact, and the steps being taken to manage and resolve it. Next, how do you do malware analysis? Malware analysis is a process of examining malicious software to determine its capabilities and develop a response plan. First, identify the malware type and characteristics. This can be done by analyzing the behavior of the malware, examining its file properties, and performing a static or dynamic analysis. Isolate the malware to prevent further damage. This can be done by disconnecting the infected system from the network, disabling any automatic startup routines, and copying the malware to a secure location for further analysis. Conduct static analysis by examining the malware code without actually executing it. This can be done by using a variety of tools to examine the malware file, including a hex editor, disassembler, or decompiler. Conduct dynamic analysis by running the malware in a controlled environment to observe its behavior. This can be done using a sandbox environment or virtual machine, which allows me to monitor the malware's network traffic, file system activity, and system registry changes. Develop a response plan. Once the malware is analyzed, I develop a response plan to remove the malware from the infected system, prevent further spread of the malware, and mitigate any damage caused by the malware. Document the analysis findings for future reference. Next, what is data leakage? How will you detect and prevent it? Data leakage, also known as data loss, is the unauthorized or accidental transmission of sensitive or confidential information from within an organization to an external party. This can happen through a variety of methods, including email, instant messaging, file sharing, or physical theft of storage devices. As a SOC analyst, I can detect and prevent data leakage through the following methods. Network monitoring. I use network monitoring tools to monitor traffic on our organization's network and look for any unusual or unauthorized data transmissions. This can include identifying large file transfers, connections to suspicious IP addresses, or attempts to bypass security controls. Data loss prevention tools, DLP tools, can be used to monitor and block sensitive data from being transmitted outside the organization. These tools can be configured to recognize certain types of data, such as credit card numbers, social security numbers, or confidential business information, and take actions to block or encrypt the data. Access controls. I ensure that access controls are properly implemented to limit access to sensitive data to only authorized personnel. This can include implementing role-based access controls, using multi-factor authentication, and ensuring that all user accounts are properly managed. Employee training and awareness. I provide regular training and awareness sessions to employees on the importance of data security and how to recognize and prevent data leakage. This can include education on safe data handling practices, such as not sending sensitive information over unsecured networks or email, and being mindful of physical security risks such as leaving storage devices unattended. By using these methods, I can help detect and prevent data leakage within the organization and reduce the risk of sensitive information falling into the wrong hands. Next, how do you work on phishing email alert? What recommendation you give to prevent it? As a security analyst, my approach to working on phishing emails would typically involve the following steps. The first step is to identify and report the phishing email to the relevant team. This can involve flagging the email as spam or reporting it to the IT or security team for further investigation. Once the email has been reported, the next step is to analyze it to understand the nature of the threat. This can involve examining the email header, sender address, and any attachments or links included in the email. Based on the analysis, I would determine the severity of the threat and assess the potential impact on the organization. This can involve considering factors such as the type of information being targeted, the number of users affected, and the potential for malware or other malicious activity. Depending on the severity of the threat, I would develop an appropriate response plan. This could include blocking the sender address, quarantining or deleting the email, alerting affected users, and conducting any necessary system scans or investigations. Finally, it's important to educate users on how to identify and prevent phishing attacks. This can involve providing training and resources on common phishing tactics, such as avoiding suspicious links or attachments and verifying the authenticity of emails from unfamiliar senders. To prevent phishing attacks, I would recommend implementing the following best practices. User awareness training. Use email filters and spam blockers, two-factor authentication, regular system updates. Multi-layered security approach includes firewalls, antivirus software, and intrusion detection and prevention systems. Next. 5. What is difference between EDR and antivirus? EDR, endpoint detection and response, and antivirus software are both used to protect against cybersecurity threats, but they have some key differences. Antivirus software is designed to detect and block known malware threats, such as viruses, worms, and trojans. It typically works by using a signature-based approach to identify and quarantine malicious files or code. Antivirus software can also include additional features such as real-time scanning, email filtering, and web protection. On the other hand, EDR is a more advanced security solution that is designed to detect and respond to both known and unknown threats. EDR works by monitoring endpoints, such as workstations or servers, and collecting data on system activities and behaviors. This data is analyzed using advanced machine learning and AI algorithms to identify and respond to potential threats. Stay tuned for Part 2 coming soon. Subscribe to our channel for more SOC-related videos and leave a comment with your thoughts and suggestions. See you in the next video.